Okay, so for part A, we have to sketch this g of x equals 1 by x, which is the fractional graph, reciprocal graph. So we have these asymptotes on the x-axis and y-axis, but since it overlaps with the x-axis and y-axis, so we cannot see this one. The sketch of 1 by x is like this. We have on one of the parts on the first quadrant, and there will be a mirror image, so that's on the third quadrant. But we cannot include the entire thing because we have a domain. It has to be greater than or equal to 3. The x coordinate 3, suppose this is here and this is the point, so we need to find the y coordinate at that point, so that's 1 by 3. So the curve at the right side of 3 is included. X has to be greater than 3, so it means I will just keep this portion of the curve. This will be parallel to the x-axis, okay, and we need to discard the remaining portion, so I will just remove this part. On the same axis we have to sketch g inverse of x. We can actually find the equation and then sketch, okay, or you can even directly sketch this using the information that inverse functions are basically reflection about y equals to x line. So if I just take the mirror image of this portion, this 3, this x coordinate will be here, right, and the y coordinate, this point was 3 and 1 by 3, so we will have a point over here which will be 1 by 3 and 3. G of x and g inverse are reflection about y equals to x line. Next we need to form the equations. So g of x was, let g of x be y, so in that case y equals to 1 by x. For inverse function you need to change the x and y, so this will be x, that's y, but eventually when you subject y we will get the same equation, right? So g inverse of x also has this reciprocal curve, but the difference is domain for g of x. The domain for g of x was x greater than 3, so it means the range for this will be greater or equal to 3. And if we look at the original curve, the range for g of x is actually within this part, right? Look at the original graph g of x. The maximum point is here and the minimum point is has to be above the x-axis, so that's the range. So for g of x, y is greater than 0 but less than or equal to 1 by 3. So the domain for g inverse should be this, greater than 0, 1 by 3. We can also sketch g inverse of x now that we know the equation, even though we have already done that using the concept of reflection, but then again you can cross check. If I sketch this one, x is between 0 to 1 by 3, so if I select a point 1 by 3 here, the y coordinate should be 3, okay, so x has to be within this range, 0 to 1 by 3, so this portion of the curve is valid, and then you need to remove the remaining portion. So as you can see, y is greater or equal to 3, x is greater than 0 but less than 1 by 3, less than or equal to, okay, so this is actually the same thing. So you can sketch using the equation and the information of domain range, or you can actually work with the reflection concept.